Hello and warm greetings to you all. Today, I am going to talk about Hana. Yes, the gorgeous, fabulous, and amazing Hana. Oh my god, I love these girls. I was sure from the very beginning of 2025 that Hana would be my favorite girl group of the year. I was extremely excited for Hana's debut. I loved the audition show No No Girls. I was a fan of all the members. I was rooting for all of them throughout the show. I was so anxious during the finale, and I cried when the group was announced. Needless to say, I was looking forward to see what kind of music they would make. So, in this video, I will give my 2 cents on their discography and also talk about other relevant stuff. I must warn you that it's going to be a long, chaotic, and rambling-ish video. So please grab a snack, have some water, and sit tight. I really hope you will have fun. Now, let's start the video. Hana's first official song was their pre-debut release titled Drop. It was made for the finale of No No Girls. Of course, most Hana fans, aka Honeys, had already heard it. So, making the MV was a smart way of renewing interest. This is a hip-hop track, very Chanmina, core. And honestly, I was quite worried that Hana's music would be identical to their mentors, but thankfully that's not the case. Obviously, you can catch Chanmina's influence in Hana's works, but they also have their own unique charm, which is easily the most important thing for any artist. In this song, the rappers rap, singers also rap, and everyone sounds good. I did not love the styling. Choreography was okay-ish. The MV looked good, especially if you consider how quickly it was made. It's simple but loaded with symbolism and Koharu's insane visual. What really stood out for me was Mahina's incredible aura. It wasn't as prominent during the show, but ever since the finale, Mahina has been going off. It's like she got this incredible confidence boost, and honestly, I love that for her. However, the real highlight was the relay dance video. It was pure hype, and definitely my favorite version of Drop. Overall, I will give Drop a 9 out of 10 simply for that relay dance video. Before we move on to the second song, I would like to briefly introduce the girls. Hana is a 7-member girl group formed through an audition show called No No Girls. It was organized and conducted by the new but promising Japanese entertainment company, BMSG, while Chanmina, who is an amazing soloist, was in charge of the entire audition. She is also the producer and mentor of the group. The oldest and only foreign member of Hana is Jisoo. You can easily recognize her due to her unique voice and crisp delivery. Momoka is like the main rapper of Hana. She has a deep, husky voice. And she kind of sounds like Aimer, which is how she hard carried her team in the Omokich performance. Trust me. Momoka ending up in the 20th spot on Produce 101 Japan The Girls is diabolical. She was robbed. Next up is Chika. She is on another level vocally. Her technique is immaculate. On top of that, she has amazing rap skills, and she can dance like a pro. Truly an all-rounder in every sense. Before joining BMSG, she was a finalist in Little Glee Monster's Monster Audition. Sadly, she didn't make it to the final lineup. Honestly, it is understandable because Little Glee Monster prioritizes vocal harmonies, which is why the members were chosen on the basis of vocal chemistry. Personally, I think the current lineup of Little Glee Monster is perfect and Chika is doing great. But what really baffled me was that Chika trained at Avic's Artist Academy. Like, seriously. Avic's ability of finding top-tier talent, giving them incredible training, and then doing nothing for them, like totally wasting all of their potential, needs to be studied. Naoko is also an all-rounder, actually all the members are. But Naoko stood out during the show because she was perfect. She was basically faultless. Even Chanmina said that. Before her debut, she trained at the Avic's Artist Academy Osaka. Like I said, Avic's and its tendency of wasting potential must be studied. Koharu is the unofficial leader of Hana. She is sweet, reliable, and a total sunshine. Both Koharu and Naoko are great dancers, but in very different ways. Koharu's style is more classical and contemporary, while Naoko leans towards hip-hop and street dance. Koharu belongs to a family of dancers, and before her debut, she worked as an assistant choreographer. Yuri's growth in No No Girls was so inspiring to watch. Just look at her now, she has the best expressions in the group, and her stage presence is off charts. She addressed her weakness of being unable to emote, worked on her facial expressions, and ultimately, she succeeded. You should watch the show to see how hard she worked and what a difference it made. Last but not the least, Mahina is the youngest member of Hana who almost didn't make it to the group. Mahina infuses her rap verses with her cheeky, infectious personality, and she is absolutely indispensable for the group. Even her nickname Mahi is often used in their lyrics. Now, let's talk about Hana's second song. This was Hana's debut song, and it was a big deal. If you look at the state of the J-pop industry in recent times, then you'll see that Hana was the third girl group, after Niziu and Me, I, that had immense pre-debut fan following and huge hype surrounding them. There were high expectations, and even higher competition. Hana, of course, delivered. And in my opinion, out of all the three girl groups, only Hana succeeded in meeting people's expectations. No hate to Niziu or Me. I think they are talented, but their music doesn't match their potential. With the release of Rose, Hana came with the intent of redefining J-pop by emphasizing on individuality and raw talent. They are miles away from traditional idol stereotypes, but they are also incredibly rooted in the Japanese music industry. This duality makes them unique. Visually, Rose was an upgrade from Drop. Styling was much better. I loved Momoka, Yuri, and Mahina's styling. But the dusty beige team costumes were giving textbook post-apocalypse and did not feel creative enough. The MV was filled with symbolism, but I felt that it lacked clarity and cohesion. I knew what they were trying to say, not because the MV communicated that well, but because I have already watched the audition. Some scenes like Koharu dancing amongst thorns and the group dancing in mud were good. I like Rose's choreography a lot. Koharu carries the choreo while others match her energy, and all of them shine. I love the last part of the choreo very much. I highly recommend watching a live version of this song, preferably a music show performance, to understand how visually stunning the choreo is. Now, the song itself was interesting. Honestly, this isn't a song that you will love instantly, at least I didn't. The way the song is arranged, especially with the placements of falsettos and high notes, may come off as sudden and bizarre. But trust me, let this song grow on you. It is an incredible song. You just need to see the vision. It took me some time to understand this song, and once I did, I loved it. My favorite is probably Naoko's falsetto to high note section. I also love the layering of Momoka's rap with Yuri's ad-libs. But I am still unaccustomed to the first take version of Rose. I don't think it was very well produced. With Rose, Hana fully showcased their commitment towards live singing. I think their efforts must be praised. It is a very difficult song with a difficult choreo, and they sure did struggle to find the right balance at first. For example, Momoka's rap would drown Yuri's ad-libs, or Chika's high note would overpower everyone else initially. But after some time, Hana improved. And if you watch their 2025 year-end performances, you will find pure perfection. I will give Rose an 8.5 out of 10. Before going to the next song, I want to talk about No No Girls for a sec. No No Girls as a show follows the footsteps of The First, which was not only BMSG's first audition show, but also the foundation of the entire company. All auditions conducted by BMSG follow a common template. They don't go for grandness. There are no huge stages, at least not until the finale. There is no fan voting and no evil editing. Judges don't behave like almighty beings who are doing the contestants some favor by giving them lifelong trauma. BMSG auditions feel like field trips. The mentors behave like strict teachers and also like kind older siblings. The vibe is calm, and most importantly, it feels genuine. So here's few things that I loved about No No Girls. First of all, I appreciate that Sky High, the MSG CEO, gave full power to Chanmina and never interfered in her decisions. I love the premise of the show, the way it was welcoming everyone, especially those who have experienced rejection before. It was such a relief to see mentors were actually mentoring. Finally, a girl group audition where basic dance training and vocal lessons were given. In Japanese auditions, more times than not candidates go in with zero prior training or experience. Expecting them to go full ITZY mode after 2 weeks of training is straight-up sabotage. You cannot convince me that it isn't ill-intentioned. Here's what No No Girls did right. It didn't bring celeb guests for fluff moments, but got actual trainers to get the girls ready for real. I think this show was planned very smartly. The budget was managed really well. It was not some high-budget show with infinite sponsorship. MSG made the right call by conducting most of the audition in their company, then having the semi-finale in what looked like a school gym. And finally, using most of the budget for the grand finale, which was held in the massive K-Arena. Celebrity guests were invited there, and the best part was that the girls stood on par with established celebs. I liked the way Chanmina gave constructive criticism to everyone. Clearly the goal wasn't to kill confidence for a viral moment, but to actually help contestants overcome their weaknesses. I appreciate that. Now, let's move on to the third song. Tiger is another pre-debut song. It was made for the semi-final round, and it has had even more versions than Drop. For example, Chanmina's demo, Group A and B's performance in the semi-final, Buzz Rhythm's 0-2 performance by the finalists, the official version, then the live version with those cool mics, and finally Sky High's version. I mean, it's cool that he tried to sing the song, but his shrill high notes were not to my taste. Anyways, I love the song. I love the choreo. I love the styling. It is giving girl boss in the best way possible. I'll give it 9.5 out of 10. Before going forward, I would like to give some objective, unbiased opinions on No No Girls. I felt that the first elimination happened way too soon. A lot of the candidates were eliminated before they got the chance to show their skills. I mean, if you were going with the concept of accepting those people who were previously rejected by other auditions, you should probably give them a little more opportunity to prove themselves, right? The premise of the show was to select members solely on the basis of their talent, which meant that the only deciding factor for eliminations should have been the candidates' performances. But clearly some eliminations were made on the basis of things, like whether or not certain candidates will suit the final group, or if a candidate should go solo instead. I don't think it is a bad way of decision-making. In fact, it is good to proceed with a vision. But doesn't that make the competition unfair? I also felt that there was some biasness. It is human nature to like some people more than others. And clearly, Chanmina liked Momoka, Mahina, Jisoo, etc. more than some other contestants. I am not saying that these girls got to debut solely because Chanmina liked them, but the likeness did play into the mix. Most prominently in the case of Jisoo. I don't mean this in a hateful way, but if you watch the show unbiasedly, you'll see that Jisoo only stood out because she was the only foreigner there. Yes, her unique voice was also a factor, but her delivery, though crisp and cool, was kinda one note. She didn't go for high notes, harmonies, ad-libs, or anything that would place her skills at front and center. Look, I adore Jisoo, I love her voice, but was that enough? When others were working so hard and rapidly improving themselves? After debut, Jisoo has massively improved. She shows so much vocal variety now. Her stage presence is much more consistent, and she is doing great. She is an integral part of Hana. But did her performance in the show justify her selection? Not really. As much as I like Jisoo, I can't help but question whether she would have made it if she wasn't a foreigner. In that case, I think the competition would have been between her, Sayaka, and Jewel. And Sayaka would have had a real chance of winning. Sayaka had the aura of a diva. Another thing that leaves me conflicted is the topic of age appropriateness. No No Girls had really young contestants. Was it okay to have songs like Sheena Ringo's Marinucci sadistic in the show? And that brings us to the fourth song. It is a good song. Great even, but a bit too mature, I would say. The MV is quite grown-up-ish. Chamina's cameo in the end is funny though. The choreography is awesome. Apparently, the girls made it themselves. This choreography has some of the most iconic moves in Hana's discography, which are now referenced in their other choreographies. The song is good, Chica is just wow. Jisoo hits it out of the park with a single line, proving why she is needed in Hana. By the way, is it just me, or does it sound like Fire Truck by F5E? Guys, we may have dismissed this song a bit too much and a bit too early. I mean, it's kinda good. For Burning Flower, I am going to with an 8 out of 10. By the way, this song caused a major and largely one-sided beef between Nene and Sky High, Chanmina and Hana. Next up is Hana's most successful song till date. It's a soft R&B song, unlike anything they have released so far. I like it. It's a sweet and sincere love song. Chica surprises everyone with her velvety voice. Her high notes are godly, but when she shows off her incredible vocal texture, it's angelic. This song has two choreographies, one with supporting dancers and one with just the girls. I like both of them. I just wish that Naoko was featured more prominently in this song. Score 9 out of 10. Next song is my favorite. A solid 10 out of 10 right away. If I had to describe this song in 3 words, I would say angry, angry, and angry. Anger is oozing out of this song. It is not trying to be punk for aesthetics. It is punk to its very core. And I like that very much. The styling perfectly matches the angsty vibe of the song. Mahina looks unrecognizable in this. Like, I am not even kidding, I thought she was Naoko for a sec. My favorite was Jisoo's look. Her blue hair gave her a decadent charm. Bad Love builds up step by step and reaches an angsty fast-paced chorus. It pairs rock music with amazing vocals. I love the choreography, and I think the girls execute it marvelously. I like how they don't hold themselves back. Instead, they go all out and exhibit the angsty, fierce, and vengeful energy that the song requires. This song has good lyrics. Momoka and Jisoo have contributed to it. On the surface, it may appear like it's about toxic relationships, where forgiveness is impossible, but forgetting is also very difficult. The word kid in this song can indicate a literal age gap or a gap in power and agency between two people in a toxic relationship. It is also possible that this song is about someone that the girls admired, who behaved terribly with them. As a result, the girls feel angry. They voice out their frustrations, but they also have doubts. They miss that person, and just like children, they are unable to set up boundaries to keep that person away from their lives. This way of looking at the song is quite interesting, especially if you place it in the context of the music industry where exploitation in the name of guidance is dangerously common. The MV is perfect. Each scene paints a picture of captivity, and the girls are constantly trying to get out of it. Except for Jisoo, who looks like she has given up. And this sharply contrasts with others who are struggling and calling out for help. It sends a powerful message when the girls go and rescue her. The girls are able to break free because they help each other and leave no one behind. All in all, I love this song, though I did find some scenes a little odd. Next song is... It's quite different from their other songs. It is bright, quirky, and fun. The MV is colorful, so are their outfits. It reminds me of XG's new dance, TGIF, Something Ain't Right. Hey, I am not suggesting anything. I am just saying what I saw. The song sounds good. It's super catchy and quite unique. Choreography is pretty fun, and the lyrics are meaningful. Overall, it's a good song. I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. Finally, we have Hana's last song of the year 2025. I will be honest with you. I don't like this song. I get the vision, but the execution was lacking. For the first time, Naoko's part is my least favorite part of a song. I like the lyrics, it's cool. I think the styling was dope except for one of Naoko's outfit. I know it's supposed to be a callback to her outfit from No No Girls, but seriously, is that the best they could get? The choreo is the highlight of the song. It was so nice to see the BMSG boys supporting Hana. I like Momoka's rap here. Mahina also did a good job. However, Chika, oh my god. This girl can turn the tide with a single line. I will give this song a 7 out of 10. With this, we have reached Hana's latest song. This is the opening song of the anime medalist. I haven't watched the anime or read the manga, so I cannot tell whether the song actually fits the story or not. I will just examine the song on its own. I love this song. It sounds warm and comforting. The MV is bright, colorful, and meaningful. It tells Chika's story. It shows how she has had faced multiple rejections, but still emerged victorious. This song is very well made. The members give voice to Chika's unspoken thoughts and feelings. The hopes, doubts, frustrations, disappointments, and so much more that she must have felt when her talent was being ignored. The lyrics present all these conflicting emotions. Interestingly enough, Chika only starts singing in the second verse of the song. Even then, her voice is pushed to the background. Her voice only takes the central stage during that one striking high note. This arrangement is intentional and extremely symbolic. Jisoo sounds amazing. She uses different vocal techniques to deliver a sonically diverse performance. She has improved so much since the audition. I really love Naoko's part. She sounds very comforting in this song. The chant-like chorus sounds encouraging. It's such a positive song. It shows how important it is to not give up. I will give this song a 9.5 out of 10. I find Hana's journey deeply fascinating. Their journey was anything but easy. It involved years of hard work, countless defeats, and most importantly, it involved unwavering determination. Whenever I watch the members' pre-debut content, especially Chika's innumerable performances, I wonder what would have happened if Chika had given up at any point. In that case, Hana would have been so different, her life would have been so different, and the world would have never known of her and her struggles. I think what this girl group truly embodies is the importance of hope and determination. Yes, life is difficult. It sure is unfair, and we often have very little control over our lives. But if we give up, if we stop trying, then we'll definitely never reach our goal. Think about it. If Chika had given up and never participated in the No No Girls, if Jisoo hadn't traveled all the way to Japan for this audition, if the girls hadn't overcome their inner turmoil, they would not have had the opportunity to stand on the stage of the 67th Japan Record Awards and receive the prestigious Best New Artist Award. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you for watching this video till the end. I hope to see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.